I don't think so. I just feel like moving all right out there. Where's he at in his kind of recovery? And
Yeah, I mean, everybody's coming along. Remic's been in full training now. Damian Lowe's been in full training. So we'll see how that progresses. Jimmy Traore was in through the warm-up today, as was Tristan Bowen, who had suffered a little bit of a quad injury right before we went on break. So, all those guys were in. Yeah.
Did something happen with Hanneman again?
He's got a little bit of a hamstring, so I don't know how much work he did with Tommy yet today. I haven't talked to him about that.
With this pause here over this weekend, does that let you recalibrate what you're doing, or?
Well, it allows us to sort of catch our breath a little bit, because we got a heavy stretch coming up, and so we got from here on in. There's really no real breaks. By real breaks, there might be a day or two here or there, but it allows us to sort of sit back, take a deep breath, watch everybody play this last weekend, and get after it again.
Did you sense any extra energy in the legs at all today, or any extra kind of juice from you guys coming out after the break?
First day back is always a little sluggish at times, but that's just normal because guys haven't done anything. Guys, a couple of guys got away for 2-3 days. A couple of guys just relaxed at home. So usually that first practice back is not the sharpest one. Tomorrow will be better.
Was that about the smallest MLS crowd you ever seen, and how'd you think your guys did?
It was definitely not a big crowd. It's, one of the things we challenged our guys on was to bring their own energy and not to allow Chivas to hang around the game, to go after them early. And so, like I said, at the end of that game, I was really pleased with what we did, being up 4-0 at halftime, and probably had chances to be up by 6 or 7. Second half, obviously, I think we took the foot off the gas, and we weren't happy with the goals we took against. Made the game maybe a little harder than it needed to be in the second half. But, the guys rose to the challenge that I issued before the game, and I was proud of that.
And how did you think, particularly, I guess, Nagel and Rose did with their opportunities?
Obviously Andy did all right, with his opportunity getting a couple of goals, but I also thought he played well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he got the ball. He looked to play forward. He looked to connect. Got a lot of balls into Dempsey and to Oba as well. So I think he was good. Lamar was obviously very influential on the goal from Oba. Made a great run on that one. But he's still, his game's coming along. And his confidence is starting to grow again, which is a good thing.
With Clint, how much consideration did you give to giving him that game off, or did you just consider this period of time rest enough?
No, I've given him some additional days off here. So, Clint and I had spoken about it, and we established, hey, here's a place where we can give you like 5-6 days, and that's it. And when you look around the league, look at a guy like Matt Beasler saying, man, hey, I'm tired, I need a break. And, I think we're trying to incorporate that and keep our team going at the same time. And, we gave Clint a break right after the World Cup. I thought that was necessary, and I think we needed to give him a little break here. I gave DeAndre an extra day as well right here also. So.
With this next stretch, how important is the fitness of this group going into this stretch of 5 and 16?
Well, fitness is always an important thing. It's fitness is important. Our mind, our mental approach is an important thing as well. Sometimes you get through it mentally as much as you get through it physically. So you got to be physically and mentally ready.
Is there a difference in a stretch of 5 and 16 games at this point in the season as opposed to like 2 months ago when you had one?
It all depends where you are health-wise. I think having Rose back into the mix is a big thing for us. Michael Azira is starting to play sharp again at training, which is also a big thing. So having those options that are there, make things a little bit easier on you as you go into it. Having Remick maybe being able to be back in the mix as well during this stretch also helps us. So the more options we have makes the stretch a little bit easier. When you have less options, it makes it a little more difficult.
Are you more inclined to use that depth late in the year when you're getting ready for the playoff push?
It depends. You gotta, just feel for it. Right now, it's easy to sit here right now and say, okay, this is what my lineup will be against Dallas after we play these next 3 games. This is what my lineup would look like when we come back home against Chivas. But when you actually get into the stretch, you see how people react. And some people, maybe you take a knock, and some people don't put away the stress as well. Certain games, somebody ends up working a lot harder than you expected them to have to work. Sometimes the game is a little bit easier than you expect. So you're always making adjustments. So it's lineups that you put down. There's a lot of, you better put them down in pencil because there's a lot of erasures and changes that you make.